Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, the podcast. It is All-Star Content Week, and let me tell you, that is very, very exciting. All-Star content is peak MLB The Show content. Said content a lot early on in this episode. I know that there's a good chance, if you're a sports gamer, you are playing College Football 26 this week, and if that is the case, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I hope you enjoy it. But some of us MLB The Show diehards here ain't putting the sticks down anytime soon. So let's start talking about what you should expect with the All-Star content later this week. I'm excited. I'm very excited. For those of you listening on Apple, Spotify, etc., thank you for being part of the wonderful listening audience. This is a podcast after all, so it cannot exist without you. But we are also on the YouTube, so if you're watching, thank you. And if you are watching, I'm going to make my face go away for just a moment. Some of you might prefer it goes away forever. LOL. This button. Okay. So we're looking at the upcoming calendar. This, by the way, just for everybody's expectations to be set, it's not going to be a very long episode because I am kind of curious myself as to what's going to happen this weekend. They always have something different in store, right? But coming this week, coming soon, on the 8th, which is the day you're listening to this, happy July 8th, new ranked rewards, multiplayer, and what is that? Xbox program, video game program, multiplayer. What is online what does that little icon mean? I don't know. I suppose we'll see. Player program with new stuff, multiplayer and stuff, new ranked rewards, everything coming on Tuesday. The weekend classic will end, I think, at about 11 a.m. Eastern ballpark. Is that right? 2 p.m. Eastern, something like that. At time of recording, which is at 8:45 p.m., there are 17 days and 18 hours left. So do the math from there. And then the big stuff, though, is coming later in the week. We're talking Friday. Roster update. Upgrades and downgrades. I hope you have investments. I have none. I was pretty invested in Will Warren, and then he sucked a bunch lately. I still like Will Warren a lot. Big fan. Divested there before it got worse. I've never been a big investor. I don't like even investing is smart. I, for some reason, don't like keeping stubs invested in stuff. I'd rather have them fluid, liquid. But either way, roster upgrades, that's going to be fun. A lot of people going to make a lot of stubs. Say Suzuki about to go up to Diamond, I think. So there's somebody that you may have already invested in. Robbie Ray going to go up as well. Neither here nor there. We're here for the All-Star Game Takeover. Team Affinity, collections, and more. So I want to talk about that first. I want to talk about Team Affinity to start. So let's go to programs. Let's go to Team Affinity. I have, for all 30 teams, I have already unlocked their All-Star voucher. Oh, I should put my camera back. Hi, I'm back. So I've already unlocked the All-Star voucher for all 30 teams. It's roughly, let me go to one that I just did recently to get there. That was not it. I'm trying to get the percentage for you guys as to why you should be where you are. Was the White Sox one of them? They were. Okay, so exactly 20% of the way through each team's journey, 20%, that's what I have for the White Sox, gets you to 285,000 Team Affinity points, and that is exactly what you need to unlock the All-Star voucher. So this is actually not as difficult to get to as you might think if you're very intentional with how you do missions, and if you did the Color Storm stuff, you can get a very large chunk of the way there. How I think this is going to work is that these vouchers, as soon as TA3 drops, will just be either automatically turned into the All-Star cards and they'll be in your inventory, or maybe you have to go to some sort of exchange screen to exchange for players. It'll be one of those two ways. That's my guess. If they've already said how, I accidentally just punched my monitor. If they already said how, I'm sorry. I don't think they did. But I'm pretty sure it'll be some sort of exchange because it is technically a voucher. You own the voucher. The voucher is awarded to you when you unlock it. So you have to then turn that into something. So it mentions collections. Here's what I'm also very curious about with collections. There is a chance that because I have all 30 Team Affinity cards already raring to go, because I have the vouchers, there's a chance I will have instantly completed collections. Let's say it's like collect 15 of them for this super duper all-star card, collect 23 of them for this guy and all 30 for this guy. That's possible. There's also the possibility that the collection goes up to like 45 or 50 cards, and we have to wait throughout the remainder of the weekend, draft content, All-Star Game content, Home Run Derby content, to collect and fill out the rest. There is also a chance it's completely split in two. You will have a Team Affinity collection with your 30 cards that are earned from the vouchers, and then a separate All-Star Weekend spend stubs on packs collection, which I can promise you, there will be packs and there will be stubs spent. There's a couple different branches it can go, right? So I am very curious what that direction actually is. Now, on the 13th, that's Sunday, I think. Yes, Sunday, draft content. It is the draft. This will be the third year of draft content. The draft stuff has been awesome. 99 overalls for like the top 3 picks, 97s, 98s for the next handful, and then whoever else they have rights to sprinkled into the 90s thereafter. The big question mark that's going to happen this weekend, and I truly don't know the answer. You know, they gave us a free 99 Clayton Kershaw through that program, but are we just in 99ville? Are we just going to start getting 99s? Because in theory, if they operate this the way MLB The Show has operated for the last 3 years, or 2 years now plus this one a third, All-Star Game MVP gets a 99. There's also sometimes a second rare round choice pack guy from the All-Star Game that gets a 99. The Home Run Derby champion and runner-up get 99s. And then, like I said, the first 3 draft picks get 99s. And then, on top of that, all the collections would have been 99s. So are we now, this weekend, flooding the game with 10 to 12 99s? In the old Power Creep, it made sense. It was time. But are we there now? Like, what are these Team Affinity bosses going to be? Like, what is the rating scale we're going to get? The first Team Affinity bosses, let's do this appropriately. This Team Affinity screen sucks. SDS, if you're listening, I'm not a hater totally. This Team Affinity screen stinks. 85s were the first ones. Then 91s were the second ones, because you have to go to a separate menu, Color Storm, again, because it's a stupid menu system. 91, so they went up by 6. If they went up by 6 again, we're talking 97s for Team Affinity. I actually think that's kind of a sweet spot. I think that gives us usable starters, very usable starters. I think that gives us great relievers, and I think that gives us pretty useful position players, depending on what they give us. You know, it'd be the All-Stars. So you can already take guesses as to who's getting what because the All-Stars have been named. No alternatives yet. We'll get those pretty soon. Or not as many alternatives yet. We'll get those pretty soon. So 97s in TA, it has been consistent where when the TA drops, they are a couple overalls behind where the game actually is at. So does that mean it's 99 time? I don't know. I'm very curious, and that's kind of my quasi-question of the day here. Let's take guesses. Predictions, anybody? Are we getting a bunch of 99s? Are we getting 97s, 98s? What a buzzkill that would be. The chase pack just being a 98 also lends some credence to it being 99s. It just feels weird where, like, there is a real chance as soon as this weekend is over, we are in 99 or bust territory with content. Or at least pretty damn close to it. Again, traditionally, this is when it happens. It does feel like the last 3 weeks, this power creep has really escalated quickly. Not necessarily complaining. I'm just saying that as a statement. That's what it feels like. You know, there was a time when we said it might have been moving too slow. Now it might be moving fast. Will we ever be happy? Probably not. But I'm just speaking on what I feel like I've experienced. And that doesn't mean that's the experience of everybody. I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. But we're at a point in the game now where the training wheels could just be off. It could just be let's throw the silliest content out there we can. Let's give everybody 99s. Of course, not all 99s are created equal. July 99s will not be as good as October, November 99s. We know this. Postseason content, off-season content is always much better in terms of player overall. But But I kind of think that's what we're getting. I feel like the 99s are coming. Paul Revere is on his horse. The horse is named Ramon, and Paul Revere is screaming, the 99s are coming. The home run derby content, if it's live like it's always been, is going to be extremely sought after immediately. The viability of these cards, I suppose, all depends on who actually wins the damn things. Like 2 years ago when Elias Diaz won All-Star Game MVP, that was maybe the least used and least expensive and worst All-Star Game MVP card ever. But last year, I think it was Duran, and his card was good, and Soto also got a 99 that was good. Teoscar Hernandez's Home Run Derby champion card was really fun. Vladimir Guerrero's Home Run Derby champion card a couple of years ago was also really fun. So, it's all dependent upon the winner. We can't predict that. I guess we'll see. That's where, there's possibility to be let down, but that wouldn't be SDS's fault necessarily. It would be the fault of real-life sports influencing the video game. But this is a time to be really excited about the game. If you're hyped about college football, I am happy for you. It is fun to have new games we're excited for come out. Plenty of people, plenty of creators, plenty of homies in the MLB The Show space are going to take a little detour to play college football. But the All-Star content is MLB The Show's bread and butter. We could say a lot of things about the development team and the content team. They do two things, not exclusively two things, there are other things, but these two things are what they consistently knock out of the park. All-Star Game content, postseason content. Postseason content structure sometimes is a little iffy, but the cards we ultimately get are wowie. And I guess Finest. I'll give them three things. Finest is always awesome and fun as well. Though, now that it's tied into Team Affinity, not to go into a tangent, but Finest being Team Affinity in the current version of Team Affinity has me slightly worried. But we'll see. It's July. That doesn't happen until November. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. The last few content drops, but really, really including the Prime content drop. Sorry for how I said that there. I was just trying to get the words out. Really have shaped lineups. Like, they're really actually getting to a point where the cards that are coming out are changing teams. At least for me. Look how many relatively new cards are on my team. Not counting Ted because he was a Wumbo collection, but like Berkman's in right field, Bobby Grich is at second, Brooks Lee's at short. I have temporarily made the move to Terry Pendleton at third. I didn't like his 87, but I'm actually kind of enjoying this 95. Soto's the DH, Varitek's the catcher. Like, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 of my 9. Nice. 6 of 9 position players that are new. And then Wensteel Perez on the bench. That's 7 new cards. Kershaw, 8. Maddox, 9. Robleski, 10. Miller, 11. Chavez, 12. That's almost 50% of my team has changed in the last 2 weeks. That's cool. It's only going to keep progressing if the All-Star content is as consistently wild as it usually is. So what to expect this week? Fun. I hope. It's what history tells us. Maybe it's me being a dummy getting my hopes up. It's not me shilling. It's just me looking at history. If you're new to this game, this is your first year playing MLB The Show, and somehow you found this channel, thank you, shout out, love you, kisses. If this is done how it's always done, you're in for a fun weekend of content. And really, it extends beyond the weekend because the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby and the subsequent days after that. This is going to be the type of grind that is worthwhile. And if they do it in a cool way, like with the Prime program where they just throw packs at you and there's a Diamond Quest for All-Star stuff, it's going to be the type of grind that doesn't feel impossible, even though it might be lengthy. Does that make sense? Because I think the two can be true at the same time. Lengthy yet attainable and worthwhile. That's the sweet spot of grinding. And when I say lengthy, I don't mean weeks. I mean, it takes me a few logins to do it. That's just what we want. I shouldn't say we. That's what I want. That might be what other people want too, and I hope it is. But again, what to expect this week? Cool stuff. This is a fun time for baseball just in general. The All-Star game, take it or leave it. The Home Run Derby, take it or leave it. But this is like the calendar flips now to go time. If your team's in contention, it's go time. The trade deadline's coming up. They have more opportunities to do new Threads content if they wanted to. This is a fun time to be a baseball fan, even though I'm a Yankee fan and I hate the month of June and July because the team forgets how to play baseball in those months. But that notwithstanding, it's fun. MLB The Show is typically pretty good at capitalizing on that fun, on that momentum. Yes, there might be new games that come out. Go enjoy them. Playing multiple games is better for your mental health than the mental health I currently have playing really just one game. Though, I have been playing a lot of Animal Crossing New Horizons lately on my Nintendo Switch 2, and let me tell you, my little island has been a great escape. I just do my chores every day, and it clears my head. Find something that clears your head. This has become a weird tangent. And this is where the episode's going to end. I told you this would be a short one. It's kind of more of an MLB The Show State of the Union than anything else. Not a lot of hard and fast opinions here. Just getting us all ready for the content. Want to give a quick shout out. 2 quick shout outs, really. First of all, some of you guys know if you follow me on Twitter or if you're in my Discord. If not, here it is for you guys here. The house that we were very excited to move into, we backed out of the contract. The home inspection was an absolute diabolical mess. And my wife and I figured rather than give ourselves the headache in our first home of spending tens of thousands on repairs and worrying about other repairs that we couldn't necessarily see with the naked eye, smarter to back out. So the home search continues. Either way, your support has been incredible on that entire front. And because I am transparent on this channel and you guys are the homies, I let you into my world a little bit. Second shout out, as we continue to grow, we're getting close to 7,500 subscribers rather. Wowzers. I've been seeing a lot of comments lately, and I don't know why. It feels like there's been more of them lately, but I just want to shout them out. Saying that they appreciate my content because it comes across as genuine and not forced and not over the top. Thank you, truly. Those comments mean more to me sometimes than some other fun comments. But it really just comes down to this is what you get. This is me. I will not put on a facade or a show unless something warrants it, of course. But like, this is me. This is how I talk to my friends because I consider you guys the homies. Because this wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I just wanted to shout you guys out. I see you. It's hard for me to get to every single comment sometimes. As we grow, there are more comments. But truly, shout out. I read them. I do read them all. I promise you I read them all. It's just tough to respond to everybody. But I need you guys to know that those comments mean the absolute friggin' world to me. So thank you, truly. This has been episode, this was the 250th episode of the show, the podcast. Look at us. It's a milestone episode, and I forgot to reference it until the end. Episode 250. Yay! And many more. Yay! Confetti is now going across the screen if you squint hard enough. Yeah, to many more. Too many more. Wow, what a happy accident this was. I just realized it was 250. Oh, well, bad planning. But that's what you get here. You get off-the-cuff honesty. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go now. We're dragging this out. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Have fun with the All-Star content. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.